Welcome to Friday's market wrap-up here at Top Gun Options. Matthew Buckley, call sign Wisdom. Wow, what another incredible week here, and it seems like we're having a lot of these since the New World Order changed. Great week here at Top Gun Options. We obviously kicked off on Tuesday morning with a weekly options live trade brief, a joint brief with my weekly options members and my primary members, and I sent out a weekly options bull put spread on SPX. And remember, last Friday at the end of our full throttle launch, I talked about a bear call spread because anything can happen over the weekend. That thing would hit max profit if you had placed it for about $2,000, and then this 4-day trade, if you held it through today, would have made about $1,600 in 3.5 days. Now, I got out on filled on Tuesday for about $1,200 gain in a day, or Wednesday. Sorry, sent it out Tuesday, closed it Wednesday for about a $1,200 gain, about a 70% gain in a day, folks. And I'm not saying, hey, if you held it through today, you would have made $1,600. That's correct. I would not have held it through today. Why? We had non-farm payroll this morning, and I just don't hold, weekly options positions going into a non-farm payroll, man. Remember back in the old days in Bizarro market, good news was good news. A good jobs report was good news. Bad news was good news, and awful news was great news. What do I mean by this? If we had just an awful jobs report, and remember we had like an 85,000 print or something where I think for 15 markets or 15 minutes the markets didn't move because everybody sat there staring at their screen going, is there a one missing? Like scratching their screen going, is there a one missing, or is that 85,000? It's supposed to be 185, right? But a bad jobs report meant that Ben Bernanke, with his 85 billion with a B dollars a month, he was printing out of his Lincoln Town Car into the market to keep it up. So, I got out of that trade, $1,200 in a day, folks, and raise your hand if you like that type of return. I'm sure, or actually a lot of my members said, hey, Wiz, I'm going to hold it through it because I think non-farm payroll is going to be good based on the ADP number, the blistering ADP number we saw on Wednesday, and I'm going to hold it. Good on you. Hey. But I will warn you, for every time you do I'm going to hold it because I want to squeeze out that extra couple $100 is a something, and then you turn a 70% $1,200 winning trade into the max risk on that trade was like $5,500 or whatever it was, and that'll leave a sting. So, having said that, wow, what a week. Overseas, China. This is a big headline, and we'll talk about this today. And speaking of today. At 11, if you go to facebook.com/TopGunOptions and scroll down a little bit, you can sign up. I'm on at 11:30. MTI, Market Traders Institute, is having a webinar throughout the day. I think the first speaker's on, and I think we wrap up at about 5. I'm on at 11:30. But if you want to do a drive-by and check out what I have to say, trading the Trump rally, buy or sell, hint. Both. I'm there at 11:30 or 11:45 to 12:45. So go ahead and click on this link on my Facebook page. I'll throw it on my Twitter account as well, WizCheck6, and we're going to talk about this stuff. But this is a big headline. China suffers its largest capital outflow on record in 2016, and it's about to get worse. So that might impact some of the FXI, Foxtrot X-Ray India positions in some of my model portfolios. That's the large cap ETF over there in China. But folks, this is the ADP was blistering. This is blistering. 227,000 surge in jobs. Hey, man, but earnings have kind of been a little bit mixed, which we've been covering. And the unemployment rate actually ticked a little bit higher. And you know what I missed in all of this, which, I owe you guys 20 push-ups. This is awful because I told you to look at this. Here's the big metric. This is disturbing. I know the futures are up, and it looks like we might get a little bit of a rally on this, but once folks digest this is awful. Average hourly earnings. We might be creating more jobs, ladies and gentlemen. The pay sucks. Excuse my Friday morning bluntness. That's the reality of it. We can produce all the jobs in the world, but if they ain't really making money or keeping up with even the rate of inflation, which is, on the Fed's radar, how good is it out there? Okay, so average hourly earnings, a huge miss, which isn't good. So, but let me move on here. Today, I told you, you really need to sign up, and that's just not me, being a P.T. Barnum here, folks. Our financial positions are going to start crushing it again. Crushed it. We got long Goldman Sachs, the XLF, JP Morgan, all through here because we knew the media was lying. I knew. I just got back from Jacksonville late last night for giving a speech to one of the largest auto dealers in the state, and throughout 26 for the past 10. Now, 15 years, I've been going around the United States, going around the world, speaking to companies, large, small, the Fortune 1, all the way down to small auto dealerships. So I knew what was going on out there. After I'd give a speech and, a cocktail reception, people would come up to me and look to their left and right and whisper to me like, I'm voting for Trump. Like they were going to get hit in the head with a shovel by somebody nearby. It was awful. So I knew not only he was going to win, but the market was going to have a rip your face off rally. You can sign up, watch all the recordings. Men lie, recordings don't. So with all these long financials here, boom. We have one of our members who traded 20 contracts on a Goldman Sachs trade is up over $120,000 since the fall. Other folks are in the mid 40s, 30s. My embarrassing trade is I didn't get filled on any of those until December, right around here, and mine's up about $6,000 in a month and a half. So, the students have become the master. Why am I saying? And yesterday in the John Thomas webinar, I said financials are cheap. Getting Goldman Sachs here now. Period. Today's the day. We were waiting to hear because guess what? Donald Trump plans to undo Franken-Dodd and the here you go. That rule. Fiduciary. I got it. I need my Starbucks run again. This is huge for financials, folks. Interest rates are going up. Regulations are going down. Tax rates are going down for corporations. What else do you need for me to say you should be bullish on financials? I get a black swan event can come out of the blue, housing crisis, and kill us all. If that happens, we deserve to get wiped out in our portfolio because we didn't learn from 2008. I'm smart enough to see when those canaries are going to start dropping, and at least my folks will be hedged and potentially profit as we implode. Trump reforms are stuff bankers' dreams. This is in the Wall Street Journal, folks. Every time I got on the train in Naperville and took it into the Board of Trade, everybody's face was buried in the Wall Street Journal. When you see a headline like this, what do you think folks are doing today? You think they're getting long financials or short them? And I'm bummed if this is the first time you're seeing who the hell is this whiz guy and cut down on the Red Bull in your Starbucks, dude. No, I'm very passionate about what I do. I knew this was going to happen, and I know the financials are going to go up from here, period. Amazon, what the hell? Who cares? If Jeff Bezos doesn't care about revenue, why should you? Profit sucked. Profit was great, revenue sucked. Strike that, reverse it. So who cares? He's going to put Amazon and FedEx on their heels. He's buying essentially the Cleveland airport and turning it into a Memphis and Louisville. That's the FedEx hub and the UPS hub. Used to fly for FedEx for 10 months, so I'm very familiar with this. He's doing the Rockefeller. Why am I just doing the oil thing when I could buy the steel that builds the rails, the timber that is the cross, and so I own the oil, the rails, and vertically integrate. This is phenomenal. You got to get long Amazon on this pullback. I'm going to be talking about that probably next week in my live trade briefs. Our Facebook positions are crushing it. Apple showing a little bit of a sign of life. You guys know how I feel about Apple. I deploy my capital into Facebook and Amazon. Apple's my bronze medalist. The Fed, yawn, kind of a boring meeting this week. They left things unched. We'll probably get 2 to 3 this year, in my opinion. VIX, all-time lows here, folks, 10-year lows. When vol's cheap, you buy it. When it's expensive, you sell it. You got to get long vol here, and I'm telling my members how to do that. I'm worried and bearish. Traders are suffering Trump fatigue. Okay, the VIX is at 10-year lows, folks. 10-year, 2007. I was sitting in the Board of Trade building the Options News Network 10 years ago when the VIX was this low. What happened in 2008? So when you see these type of headlines that traders are getting worried, but it's clearing $1 million outside and the sky is blue in South Florida, you go get hurricane insurance. It is now where we're going to get some hurricane insurance and start trading smart here. I had a blast this week, folks. A great weekly options trade. Our financial stocks are going to absolutely crush it and have been crushing it. Let's take it. What's Goldman doing pre-market? I'm shooting this pre-market, obviously, because I got to get ready for my webinar, the Investor Inspiration webinar. Go to the Facebook page, click like, first of all, and then register for the event. Up to $234. It's up over $1, and it's over $4. It's up over $4 today. So we're going to see that. I'm fired up. Okay. Again, folks, I can preach to you until I'm blue in the face. You need to go to our homepage. Our full throttle slots are full. If you're trying to talk to Annie about weaseling in, you can't. We're full. We're actually at capacity and had to move our room size up for the extra 50 that we just put in here. We're probably not doing another full throttle until April, but you can get into the individual services since not all of them are at capacity for the room yet. Beginner, a little bit more conservative, accelerated retirement portfolio, intermediate. You do some front months, some back months, and hedge the front months. And then advanced is a little bit of intermediate, and you get to trade weekly options. These are 2-week test flights that will rebill after the 2 weeks unless you call us and say you guys are nuts, okay? TopGunOptions.com, that's where you need to go. What a great week here at TGO. Hopefully my full throttle traders are completely fired up. Couple admin notes, folks. Please, we do not do phone support. If you're having an issue, email support@TopGunOptions.com. Somebody called 3 times the other day asking where the link was. That clogs up the voicemail system. It clogs everything up. And then they called back again to say, oh, thanks, I got the 1-hour reminder email. That's when you're supposed to get it. If you're a member and you haven't watched the Getting Started video, please give me 50 push-ups because I probably said that 137 times since you came to our free full throttle week and then became a member. Watch the Getting Started video, folks. It tells you the schedule, how to get links, and everything. Please don't clog up customer support because she's a one-man band. She's phenomenal, but stressing her out with a lot of things that I've either answered or told you where to look, okay? So a little bit of mom and pop here from the skipper. I got to run. I'll see many of you at 11:45 if you want to come by. If not, I'll see many of you Monday at 1 o'clock for our weekly options live trade brief. We'll debrief our great winning trade for the week, and then we'll take a look at another weekly options trade for next week, maybe 2. Maybe a Facebook weekly or an Apple weekly or an S&P 500, or maybe a combo of those. We'll see. All right, have a great weekend. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless. I'll see you for Monday's Market Outlook.